Tamale. Get radio, TV, online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Ghana Registered Midwives and Nurses Association says the UK government's red listing of Ghana will not stop health workers from leaving the country to seek greener pastures.
Directive is much ado about nothing. The WHO came out with global code of practice on the international recruitment of health personnel. UK and most of these countries have virtually ignored that thing.
We have details as the Ministry of Health reveals it has filed an appeal to this classification. Also, economists say the finance minister may have to present another budget to Parliament as timelines for a 3 billion IMF bailout remain uncertain.
The 2023 budget numbers don't make sense anymore. So we'll have to go back to Parliament and represent a new, estimate.
In business,
Paris Club sets up a partial committee to look into Ghana's case without China.
Also, and much later in this package, we'll tell you about the singing sensation leaving with leprosy.
Why you record my sound come out tomorrow? I die. I like.
I am Maame Esi Thompson. The details now. The Ghana Registered Midwives and Nurses Association says the UK government's red listing of Ghana will not stop health workers from leaving the country to seek greener pastures. According to the UK government, Ghana is now among the list of 54 countries that should not be actively targeted for recruitment by health and social care employers. This, the General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association says, will not stop what the UK government is trying to prevent: brain drain.
Directive is much ado about nothing. The WHO came out with global code of practice on the international recruitment of health personnel. UK and most of these countries have virtually ignored that thing. It doesn't stop individuals from applying to directly to health centers, if you like, hospitals in UK to go and work. And currently that's what is ongoing. And so it doesn't solve any problem. What might solve the problem is very simple. I have made it clear to the government that they need to look at ways and means that they can intentionally, or they can be intentional about retaining the people, providing better condition of service in Ghana.
David Tinkran is the General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Meanwhile, the Public Relations Office of the Ministry of Health, Isaac Ofeba, says the Health Ministry has appealed the directive. He says discussions on a bilateral agreement with the UK government that will regulate the movement of Ghanaian health workers to the UK is ongoing.
The ministry also appealed to WHO to have a review, because one, we are in talks with UK government, so we have a bilateral agreement. This in a way is going to regulate the migration of our nurses in this country. These are nurses that you can't stop them from going on their own, but when we put a proper measures like the bilateral agreement, that the nurse is confident that I'm going on to get an knowledge impact, and I come back to serve my country, and they have the opportunity to go, and they have the opportunity to come back and work in Ghana. Is going to solve the issue of nurses living without the knowledge of the ministry or without the knowledge of the health sector. And so that bilateral agreement is ongoing. They are still discussing it.
Isaac Ofeba is PRO of the Health Ministry. Now, economists say Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta may have to present another budget to Parliament if the $3 billion IMF bailout is not secured anytime soon. There's currently a Ghanaian delegation in the US engaging the global financial institution and creditors as part of efforts to secure a deal. Dr. Theo Champon believes any further delay could throw the 2023 budget out of gear. He spoke with Evan Spencer on the PM Express show.
If the deal delays and the first tranche of the funding is not released, as Prof was saying, basically, look, the 2023 budget numbers don't make sense anymore. So we'll have to go back to Parliament and represent a new, estimate. So the finance minister wouldn't have to wait until the mid-year budget in July. I suspect that he will have to go back to Parliament between now and July.
Professor of Finance at the University of Ghana, Godfred Bokping, however, wants Ghana and the IMF to consider other options.
I think that the delay will have more to do with how the West approaches this matter, rather more than China being used more or less as a scapegoat here. That is what I think. And I think that the IMF must have a plan B. Okay, because why? Ghana is a member country of the IMF. And in this hard time, this is where the IMF has to demonstrate their commitment to vulnerable countries like Ghana.
Pensioner bondholders say they plan to resume picketing at the Finance Ministry should government fail to pay all outstanding matured coupons by the April 21 deadline. Convener of the Individual Bondholders Forum, Senyor Osi, says the picketing is the last resort to get the coupons paid.
We are in support of what the Individual Pensioners Forum has indicated, but we want to try and push for more engagement ahead of that period. But if that doesn't happen, then means that we would have to actually take on other action, which I don't want to have as the case. I pray that we don't have to get there. There's no need for us to whip up unnecessary social tensions.
Now to politics. Former President John Mahama has launched an attack on his two contenders gunning for the NDC's flagbearership position, questioning their capability to lead the NDC. According to John Mahama, the only reason why he's putting himself up for re-election is because neither Dr. Kwabena Dufo nor Kwadwo Bonsu can lead the NDC to snatch power from the governing NPP. Addressing delegates in the Yilo Krobo constituency in the Eastern region, John Mahama said he's the only candidate that gives the NPP sleepless nights.
We don't want experiment again.
At this point, we do not want experiments. It is not time for try your luck. If any of the people seeking to lead the party were capable of beating the NPP, I would not have contested again.
But we can't take the risk because NPP, Nipa Bako Musro, Ewo NDC Mo, and John Dramani.
The person the NPP fears the most in the NDC is John Dramani Mahama. When they hear my name, they cannot sleep.
Meanwhile, presidential aspirant Dr. Kwabena Dufo, who is touring the northern region, says the contest for the flagbearership position is about who can salvage Ghana.
So we are not fighting. Where we are now, we are looking at the nation. What I got was as finance minister, our total public debt was 35 billion currencies from previous time up to 2012, yeah. 35 billion. You know the amount now? 600 billion plus. Where is the money? So it's something beyond me or beyond former president or any Guinean. Our children are going to be in trouble. We want it, and they have the wisdom to, if you don't move in, you solve the problem.
And now, despite his battle with leprosy, he nurtured a passion for singing and performance. That's the story of Opia Mensah, a resident at the Weja Leprosarium who still dreams of becoming a renowned musician. Michael Ashali has the rest of the story.
Opia Mensah, a singing sensation living with leprosy. Born in 1942, he has more than 100 songs to his collection.
God gave me talent small, so I'm a small boy and singing. That I'm no sick. Age, I don't remember, but I start for 1973. I start music.
He produces unique music in which he occasionally whistles. His songs are inspired by his life stories and events close to him.
Mary Pop.
His life dream is to get his songs recorded before he passes on.
When you record my sounds come out. Tomorrow I die, I like.
Opia Mensah's music is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, and his story serves as an inspiration to all who hear it. For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
I am listening. You are sounds. Opia Mensah.
And that's the story of Opiamense, a resident at the Weja Lepiser, bringing us to the end of this package. You heard in our top story, Ghana Registered Midwives and Nurses Association saying the UK government's red listing of Ghana will not stop health workers from leaving the country to seek greener pastures. I am Maame Esi Thompson. Please stay for business.